right?
Okay.
The second group of people are the people who don't know yet. They're, I mean, they
Magtanong kayo kung ano kayo rito, ha? Okay? Evangelist ba kayo? The second one, hindi ka pa sigurado. You don't know.
Sigurado. So you need to hold their hand and show them the way.
Kung magpapahawak sila ng kamay sa'yo.
Oh, yeah.
So, they don't know.
They don't know yet,
Okay.
but they're willing. They're open.
Okay, open
right?
sila.
And the third group of people are those who have a malicious intent, those who are
Yung
destructive.
talagang ano.
They need to know you're watching them, and they need to know that very well.
Is this personal experience, these three things, or is it something you picked up from somebody that you look up to?
It's both. I've been lucky to have coaches, and then I've
Right,
applied it,
right.
Because you have to believe in every change situation. Not everybody will be with you.
Right.
And those three groups of people are, basically the grouping. So
Right. Dito naman sa studio, wala naman yung group 3, no? Di ba? Wala naman, ano? Nasa group 1, evangelist. Monfilzan, you wanna hold the hand of Mr. Noel? Okay? You must be willing to learn. Okay? Kailangan sabayan mo. Okay? After the break, pag-usapan natin, ha?
Kinuha ko sino yun.
Oo nga pala, decision rin pala niya. It's not just your decision, it's a mutual decision.
50-50.
9:40 na po. Okay, nako, this is going real fast. Magbabalik po ang Magbago Tayo with our President Noel Lorenzana after this break.
I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in the forest. Sing tonight, fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow.
Songs personally selected by our President Noel Lorenzana. Noel, look at this person, huh? This person's feedback. 817, last three numbers. Your president rocks! I feel his humbleness and the talent in him to communicate with all the staff and media in all respects. I respect him. I will follow him. Meron ka na evangelist. Si Roche Ruiz. Okay, good morning. I'm Miriam from Cagayan de Oro. I'm watching your program since last week palang, but I'm addicted na. Yan ang mga gusto natin, ano? Inaabangan ko ito every Saturday. Your program kasi is very interesting. Your hosting is so amazing. Thank you very much. It really depends on our guests too. Thanks and more power to your program. Thank you very much. That's from, didn't mention, from Miriam from Cagayan de Oro. Magbago tayo, may know what this is all about. Yun na nga yung title, di ba? Please enlighten me as I'm interested to join. Should it be a movement? So this person's already feeling a movement here. From Ricardo Dayak Baroy, from Lanao del Norte. They're coming from all over, Noel. Okay, so we're going to you.
Yeah.
Diba? What did your wife say when you chose to, or did you choose with her to join TV5?
No, when MVP asked me, I said, let me just speak to my wife.
Ganon, ano?
Yeah. Because it's important that I have the support of Gina.
Of course.
And we spent the night, the whole day talking about it. And he said, in the end, I know what you want to do. You want to be able to change things for the better. And that's been my passion ever since. And she said, I'll support you. Of course, so long as keep your hands clean.
Okay, so yun ang dulo nun. Ano yung keep your hands clean? Ibig sabihin, don't dabble into, because it's an industry full of opportunity.
The whole point is focus on the job to be done.
Right,
and that's it.
Right,
nothing more, nothing less.
So ang determining factor for your wife's support is that she knew your vision and you wanted to make a difference, so she backed you up.
Yeah. That's what fulfills me. Make a difference. You're successful. It's great. At least
Where do you find the
try.
time, Noel? You also coach kids.
Yeah.
Not just in tennis, but in
Football.
soccer.
That's right. Yeah.
Why do this? I mean, you're at the peak of your corporate career, tapos nagte-tennis ka pa. Personally, nagtuturo ka pa.
Well, there's this discussion about work-life balance, diba? I mean, is your life so small that you have to balance it with your work? It's not. The whole point is you're the center of it, and there are spokes around you. Mm-hmm. You as a leader, you as a father, you as a brother.
So a work is a spoke, diba? It's not
It's only
you.
a spoke, because in the end, this is
Tama.
you. And sometimes, when you ask people, what do you do? It's basically meaning, what do you do to improve the world, right? What do you do to make a difference?
Anong spokes ni Noel? So you said, let's imagine you're in the center.
Yeah.
What comprises your world? So sabi mo, your work. Just so we have an idea of
my family, my work, my friends.
Okay.
My secondary family, meaning my parents and my siblings. my sports,
Right.
yeah, and the things that my work, and the things that allow me to learn the world. Right.
And the one you're saying that to make a difference
Yeah.
is in every area. Kasi iba, work, family,
Yeah.
friends. Tapos, make a difference, give back. So sa'yo, in every area.
It's in the center because
nasa gitna
if you
yun.
raise good
Okay.
children,
Oo,
then you've actually
oo.
contributed to the world, right? The thing is, those spokes are two arrows. It goes out and it goes in, meaning you contribute to it and you take from it.
Okay.
And sometimes you
O,
learn.
kasi masyado naman mayabang yung I contribute to it.
No,
Diba?
like, if
Oo, dapat
sometimes you
two-way
take your
pala
being a
siya.
father to work, and sometimes you take your being a manager to family. So you apply learnings from different spokes to the different situations.
This doesn't just happen. Somebody coached you, or perhaps a few. Who would you say impacted your life the most through the years?
A lot. My first coach in tennis, who taught me that winning and losing are two different, are the same thing. It's just a matter of how you
Okay.
react
okay.
to it.
What's his name? Si
Romy
Romy.
Chand right now.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and I'm lucky to have a number of bosses who've actually inspired and taught me. It's not just one person. It's a series of people that actually have contributed to who you are.
But it's also a philosophy. Yung prinsipyo mo na I can learn from everyone, right?
anybody.
I'm going to draw from everyone.
Absolutely.
So what happens? They all become your mentors.
Absolutely.
Even Monfil Jan, our spinner, can be your mentor because you're going to learn from him. You're
Let me
gonna
judge
listen
that
to
first.
Okay. Kids, you've
let
got-
me suspend my judgment, right?
Okay, 3 kids. You've
Yeah.
got 3 kids.
Yeah.
How do you spend time? What are they in relation to what you do as an executive, as the head of this new institution?
I listen to how their day. I mean, it's as simple as how's your day, and
How was your date? Yeah,
Your
she-
day, your day.
Okay, your date. Kasi my daughter was saying magkasama sila sa prom last
Maybe
week. It wasn't your date, but you're on the same table, right? Okay, so
Bibisting ako. No, it's just being there, discussing things that could be anything. You don't have to say how's your grades. And it will come to that. Is it how's your day?
it will come to that. So resulta lang yun. That's the
Resulta lang
result.
yun, right.
That's
Yeah.
not the condition for the
You have-
relationship.
You have to create conditions for growth,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Because only when you create conditions for growth does it become sustainable.
Doon na
Right?
siya tatagal, no?
Doon lang
Hindi,
siya tatagal.
Oh, minsan yung resulta mo nandyan, first quarter, second quarter, wala na.
In the end, what we're here about is about sustainable results.
Oo,
You
yung
can't have,
tatagal.
one shot,
Tatagal.
deals and then that's it. You have to sustain it.
Do you have a
Yeah.
specific time frame, for example, for TV5?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the actual targets, but when you start seeing it closer to its potential, meron ka bang 5-year vision na nakikita na? Meron ka bang 3-year timeline? Or
I can't really say an error, but there is a vision and I'd like to do
Okay.
it quickly.
You'd like to do it fast. huh?
Yeah.
You'd like to do it fast. Well, I think a lot of people want to see that fast. A lot of people want to see that change quickly, no? Because it's something we've all been wanting to see.
Yeah.
We've seen some of it, and I think your being here is an indication that you're serious about this.
You
change.
shouldn't gauge things in a big, what are the big change? It's the ones that really count are those small things that happen every day. Because it builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up.
Don't you ever get
Yeah.
discouraged?
Of course you do. If self-doubt settles in,
And ano ginagawa mo? I mean, in this past month and a half,
Yeah.
nagka-self-doubt ka na ba? Or it's too short a period of self-doubt?
You always have
You can't
self-doubt.
afford it.
In fact, it's good to have self-doubt because it keeps you on your toes, right?
Okay.
I mean,
What do you do with that
you
self-doubt?
pray, you talk to your loved ones, talk to your friends, you take time off,
But you don't question it. Why am I doubting? No? Sinasabi
No,
mo,
yun.
hindi, importante to eh. Kasi kung
Yeah.
hindi, masyado ka naman sigurado sa sarili mo. No?
I mean,
And then you don't become humble.
I go back to sports. Every athlete on the biggest stage, even if they're the number one player in the world, they have self-doubt.
Oo.
And that's what pushes them to actually do well, right? Because if you're too confident, that's one of the best business books to read. It's not a business book. It's actually The Fall of the Roman Empire. It just
Author would be
I forgot the author.
Fall of the Roman Empire. And
Fall-
what did you get from this book?
When an organization so successful becomes too self-absorbed, they lose track of
It's all
reality.
about them na, di ba? Oo.
It's all about them, and that's the start of decline. And we're seeing it all over the world, right? The shift from the west to the east.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to always bring yourself down. So that's a very good book.
Fall of the Roman Empire. Was it written 2,000 years ago, or no? It's a recent book, no?
It's 10 years ago.
Okay,
It's actually a historical book, but you have to see the perspective from a business standpoint. Organizations who become self-absorbed usually are the ones that start to decline.
What else does Noel want to see in the coming years? Not just in terms of business. I mean, if there's one thing that is a passion for you that you still want to accomplish in life that as yet, no?
Yeah.
Hindi pa nangyayari.
Philippine Gold, Olympics.
Ayun.
Yeah.
Balik tayo ron, ano?
Yeah.
Oo.
Philippine Gold. What else? G20.
Yes, to be part of
G20
that.
for us.
Oo,
Yeah.
oo.
So I was in LaSalle and somebody asked me, what can I say about economic, the foreign policy of the Philippines? And I sort of answered it indirectly. I said, globally, foreign policy is directly proportional to economic influence, and for us to be able to increase your foreign policy, you need to increase your economic influence. And for some reason, the kids clapped. And, I don't know what I said. I was just, and therefore the challenge is for all the students to actually contribute to that, right?
How does a student contribute? How do I contribute? How does Cherry contribute to economic influence?
It's funny because a lot of it is outside. A lot of it is discipline. A lot of it is transparency. A lot of it is making the business environment, a favorable place for people to be in, and only then does everything connect.
Right,
Yeah, so
what do you do for inspiration? I mean, I went through the questions
Yeah.
with our producer that we
Yeah.
wanted to ask you today. In the end, you said, "I just want people inspired." How does Noel keep himself inspired, in spite of self-doubt, in spite of challenges? What is it? Is it noodles? Is it
I think learning.
is it watching movies? It's
Learning. Every time there's an opportunity to learn, that gets me. Yeah. So you get up every morning. What can I learn today? So, and you learn something every day, and you sort of bring it back with you and apply it to your life. You apply it to the different spokes.
Right. If there is something that you feel we must overcome,
Yeah.
not just as a network but as a Filipino people, to reach our maximum potential. If there's one thing you think TV5 must overcome to reach its maximum potential, what would that be?
I think it's the ability to collaborate, the ability to synergize with the community, because that spurs a bigger result. You have to always see you have to see the organization before you see yourself, and everything else will follow.
Again, you have to see the organization.
You have to put the interest of the
Okay.
bigger organization, and then everything else will follow.
So first with the interest of your family, the interest of your community,
That's
of your
right.
company
That's right.
before
Yeah.
it starts with you.
I heard this somewhere. This is not from me. I heard this somewhere. You get what you actually give into. You get as much as you give into the process. I think I heard this from my son's moving up day.
How can you give without getting spent? Yung bigay ka ng bigay.
Yeah.
Pigang-piga ka na. Pagod na pagod ka na.
But you have to develop. I believe in the 5 intelligence.
Okay.
IQ, which is you need to be able to have at least a decent intelligence.
Okay.
EQ, it's not about you. It's
Other people. the way you
other
connect
people,
with them.
right?
Okay.
Right. Third is PQ, physical quotient, which basically means.
Nako! Mga nag-exercise dito! Di ba?
I mean, to run a business
Uh-huh.
is physically taxing, and therefore you need to ensure that your body can
right,
take
right.
it, right?
PQ, physical quotient. Okay.
The other one is SQ, spiritual quotient, which
Okay.
is where do you draw your strength? What is it in you that makes you keep you going despite the difficulty, right? And then
What is your spiritual leaning? What is your spiritual conviction?
it's
If you could
family
share.
and country. Yeah,
Okay,
family and
okay.
country. So, and the fifth one is MQ, which Harvard developed 5 years ago. It's meaning quotient. Why are you doing this? Yeah, you need to know why you're doing this, and that gives you strength. That gives you,
Pwede ka pala rito sa Change 101 eh.